This is the senior showmanship with Jessica Bowman for the Spring Showdown virtual show number 2. Our first exhibitor we're going to look at is Tammy. Nice job starting on the correct side of that horse. I like this trot off. I like this exhibitor's position. She's very upright, presenting really well. Nice smooth turnaround on this horse. Really uses her space, gets a really nice trot down here. Okay, pretty solid back up, not super fast, but she's not pushing that horse too hard with the chain. She's letting him back off of the body. Little bit of a slip in that pivot. Nice straight walk to the judge. Okay, took her time in the pivot, or not the pivot, I'm sorry, the setup, but does a really good job. Only a little bit off in those front feet. So I'd rather someone take just a little bit more time, get a square setup, than have someone rushing and have a foot stuck way out or not be square at all. Presenting really well as she crosses over. I'd like to see her as well just step a little closer to that horse, let her elbows come down to her side, and just a little more of a relaxed but confident position. Finishes that pivot nice, horse moves off her body, nice straight walk away. Good job. And then next we have the Linda Nelson and Hebe Classy. Nice trot off here. Stopped right at the marker. I like to see that. A little bit of bend in that pivot, as well as this horse is pivoting on that left hind foot. And there's no penalty for a horse pivoting on that left hind foot. However, it will not earn as much credit as a horse that completes a pivot on that right hind. So that is something that I suggest anybody that's pivoting on that left hind foot, you work towards getting your horse to pivot on the right. You will score higher in your pivots if you do so. Nice straight back up. Horse stops really square. I like when a horse finishes a maneuver and they're trying to get square, they are stopped square. Nice pivot again, just on that left foot. And right here, we just want to make sure that the horse is fully stopped while we're still facing forward. And then when that horse is fully stopped, then we turn around for that setup. Takes her time in the setup. Just a little bit off in that front, but she did take her time to try to get that horse as close as she can. I do appreciate that as a judge when an exhibitor takes the time and really tries to get that horse square for me. Okay. And as with some of the others, I just would like to see her step up to that horse a little bit, let her elbows bend, be in a little more of a relaxed position as she's on each side of him. But overall, really, really nice. Good job. And our next one is, let me see, Erica, I believe. Or no, this is Tina. Okay, horse pulls on that trot off just a little bit, but I do like this exhibitor's position. Elbows could be a little tighter, but I did like where her hands were. She's looking up where she's going. Horse gives her a little bit of trouble on the 180, just slides around a little bit. Okay, much better trot off this time. I'd like to see the exhibitor take a longer stride. Think heel toe when you're running. Nice soft stop. Okay, horse is backing pretty straight. Needs quite a bit of chain pressure, but he does yield to it, and that's what we like to see. Okay, a little bit of a fight and a head toss going into that pivot, causing him to kind of curl up. So something to just work on. She takes her time here in that trot off. She can feel they're being a little bit sensitive. I like seeing that. Being patient with the horse. She does a nice job setting this horse up. He might be a tiny bit stretched out, but it's not something that I would fuss with as an exhibitor. Horse gets a little bit stuck exiting that pivot. We just want to make sure that we turn in towards that horse's shoulder a little bit to start that pivot. That's going to set him up just a little more, give him some warning that we're about to ask for that maneuver. Okay. Our next one is Lisa and Only Sweet Talk. Nice trot off here. One big thing though here is we are way past the cone. So when we trot A to B, we want to make sure that the exhibitor is stopping at B. Nice pivot. I like this trot around. I just like to see the exhibitor stand up a little bit taller. We're leaning pretty far forward. Nice smooth stop. Pretty nice in that pivot. Brings the horse really straight to the judge. I'd like to see her open her left hand just a little bit. Horse is set up pretty square. Just a little bit off, I believe, in the back. Yep, in the back feet there. But overall, very close. Might be just a little stretched out just in those back legs. I like how this exhibitor is standing right now. She's showing really well. Her hands are not super high, but they're not super low. They're right across from that horse's halter buckle. And a nice 90 to finish out this pattern. Very nice job. Okay, and that brings us to our sixth place exhibitor. This is Anne and WSA Lopen Machine. We have a nice smooth trot off, nice level top line on the horse, stepping right at that marker. Nice trot off again. We don't quite break there, but we're not going to be able to earn as much credit in this trot because we did come pretty close, losing that consistency. Nice soft stop here again. Horse backs really well off the body. No chain pressure at all. Brings the horse in nice and straight to the judge. No drifting. Okay, I like how this exhibitor's standing. I would like to see that right hand come down just a little bit. Overall, really nice. Horse is pretty close to square, a little bit off, so not quite as credit earning as we'd like to see. But again, I like how much this exhibitor's paying attention to her judge. She keeps turning back to check on her horse, make sure he hasn't moved. Nice pivot to finish out. Very nice job. And our fifth place is Sue, and he's a hot star. Has the horse nice and straight, has herself well spaced off the cones. Nice trot off. Maybe a little bit low in that right hand. We want to keep our hands level, pick that horse up just a little bit. A little bit of an underturn, but not too bad. Horse trots right off with her. She's doing a good job of standing up in this trot. She has a nice long stride, running heel toe, allowing her to really match that horse's stride. Makes for a really nice picture. Horse is backing not super quick, but off of her body. Could have maybe gone a little bit longer in that trot to get a little bit more of a backup to judge in. Finishes the turn nicely, comes in nice and straight to the judge. Kind of pulling the horse off to the left here a little bit, so when we stop, he gets kind of crooked in that neck. But overall, I like her position here. Horse is a little bit camped under actually, rather than stretched out, so that's just something to pay attention to. Little close in the back, so he's underneath himself a little more than what we'd like to see on that far side. Really like this exhibitor's position. She's not super high in the hand. She's very relaxed, but very confident. And a nice pivot to finish out this pattern. And our fourth place exhibitor is Kelly, and hot diggity, I'm gold. Had to pull a little bit in the trot off, but overall really nice. Soft stop, maybe a step past the cone. Okay, very nice pivot. Here kind of pulls his head up just a little bit in that trot, so we just want to maybe practice those transitions a little. But really nice picture at the trot. Nice level top line, smooth gait. Backing pretty well off the body here. Little bit slow in the pivot, but very correct pivot. And then same thing here. We're kind of low in that right arm. We're dropping that right shoulder. We want to pull that up, get our hands really even. Horse is pretty square, just a tad off in the front and the back. Nice step, nice footwork by this exhibitor. We probably don't need to get quite so far to the side of the horse each time. But overall, really nice and fluid. And a really nice finish to it. Our third place exhibitor is Aaron, showing deuce. Oh, pull that back. Looks like we just missed the start of it, but really nice trot, strong. Solid pivot. Horse stays pretty darn straight all the way through that pivot, finishes it really well. Trots right along with her. They don't really lose any consistency. I would like to see this exhibitor just stand up a little bit taller in that trot, and that's going to smooth it out just a little bit more picture-wise. Another solid pivot here. Maybe drifts a tad off to the right, but not too bad. Nice quick setup, a little bit off in the back again. I like this exhibitor's footwork. I think we could be just a touch closer to our horse again to let those elbows come down to the side, be a little more of a relaxed and confident position. Got a little bit close to the horse on that crossover. But overall, this has been a really nice pattern. Finishes the turn well, nice straight walk off. And now our second place exhibitor is Diane, showing a jewel from heaven. Nice trot off here, really soft stop. It keeps the horse really straight in this turnaround. Very little bend in that body. Okay. Pretty good takeoff at the trot here. This is a tight pattern. Nice consistent trot there, matching the first trot. And again, nice pivot here. A little bit of curving in the body, but not too bad. We drift a little bit off to the right from the judge here, but still really nice showman. Horse stops dead square underneath himself. I really like the way this exhibitor crosses over. Very soft expression. She's checking her horse every time, making sure those feet haven't moved, and then making eye contact with her judge. And again here, just a little bit of curvature in the body, but not too bad, with a nice straight walk off. Very nice. And our first place for this class is Jody. Nice strong trot here. Horse stops right with her, doesn't hit that chain at all. Nice straight pivot with a little bit of speed, adding to that degree of difficulty. Strong trot again here. A little bit of rotation in that upper body. Nice strong back up. Might have given the horse a little bit more of a chance to settle after that back. He had that back right kind of stuck way out there. He did hold the pivot really well, which was nice, but oftentimes that will cause a horse to blow that pivot. Little rough of a downward transition. Horse anticipated a stop a little bit more than a walk, but still really nice, really straight to the judge. Quick setup here. Exhibitors presenting really well. Horse is nice and square, just a hair off in the back. But I like that I can see the horse. I like that I can see his hocks the way he's standing, maybe a tad wide, but I'd prefer that over being too close underneath. Really good eye contact, really good showmanship by this exhibitor. One little thing is just stepping up to that horse a little bit more, letting that elbow come down each time you cross over to be in a little bit more of that relaxed, confident position. Very nice finish to the pattern.